Okay, so we have agreed that ice, we said was, well, somebody else do the talking. What's ice and what's fire? Tell us.
Fire is the people that care, or like the loving people that have a desire, and then ice is people that are like unbothered and don't really care, the cold-hearted.
Wait, so you're saying nice people will end the world in fire?
No, I'm saying for desire. Alisha, can you help me?
Can we help Eva out? I think there's something that's not quite what we said.
When it says fire, it's talking about people with a desire, with a passion to do something.
Yeah.
They're not knowing that they're still in the wilderness, but
So
they want to do something about it. And then for ice, they're not even doing anything.
Yeah. They just don't care. They're indifferent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's important to qualify, that when we say desire and passion, we're not talking about the caring people. We're talking about people whose, their desire for what they want will allow them to destroy somebody else. Like, I want your river, so I'm sending my army over the border to take it from you. That's desire.
Yeah, like
right?
they're so like caught up in what they want that they're oblivious about everything else.
Okay, and that's where wars come from, right? Wanting other people's stuff. So now.
Wait, but then isn't that kind of like ice though? Like, because you're saying that like since you're so like desire, like since you desire to get that river, so you're gonna send your like men over to get it. Like, doesn't that also mean like you're like ice? You're like indifferent. You don't care what's gonna happen to your men in the process because they could die. Because there could be another army on the other side, but you're so indifferent because you desire that one thing that you don't think about the outcome of what's going to happen.
Are you suggesting that we could be both fire and ice at the same time? Fire towards one person, ice towards our own people.
Or like what she's trying to say is, like you're sending an army to do something, but then you don't care. You just want the outcome. You're not really focusing on what can happen in between as they're getting there. That makes sense.
Okay, all right.
You could look at it as everyone's on the same team and everyone's believing the same thing. So if people know that they could die knowing that they're going to go do the thing that they believe in, that's not really being ice or fire. I think that'd be everybody being fire, wanting the same thing. And that's their desire to get what they want, right? So that'd be like everybody just being on the same team.
Of course, except for the people that they're going to take stuff from. They're not on the same team.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, fine. So if that's true, that we've got these two things, like I like the way, Alisha, you're saying that we've got both of these things in us. We're not just fire people or ice people. Like, it depends on who we're talking about. So then, where outside of the text do I see examples of people behaving this way? Where have you seen people that you would say are behaving in the way of fire or ice? And remember, these are connections. They've got to be specific examples.
Could they be like around the world? Like
anywhere. They could even be in.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying. Connect to it.
I connect because like for World War II, when Hitler wanted all the Jews out, he desired that he wanted all of them out, but he didn't think of the outcome that might happen to like him and all the other Germans who took it over. No, you know what I mean? Like the impact it brought to everybody, he didn't think about that. I don't know how to explain.
You feel like he didn't think about the consequences.
He didn't think about the consequences.
Or like during.
Well, now hold on. Do you agree with what she said?
Yeah.
Do you agree with what she said?
I mean, Hitler thought out a lot of things very well until he realized how good he was doing, and then he made a couple of mistakes.
But then that means he didn't think about it too.
I think he was passionate about getting Jews exterminated.
Have you ever watched any of his speeches? Have you ever seen a speech by Hitler? He's practically foaming at the mouth.
Yeah.
He's pretty passionate.
Yeah.
I think he knew exactly what he was doing and why. He's passionate but destructive in his passion. I mean, he's a good example of that. But he's also cold.
Yeah.
If you look at the system that he devised for killing the Jews, it was like a factory model.
Yeah, it's like he was so passionate about it, he didn't care about what would happen.
Yeah, he didn't care about how he would get rid of the Jews. So
Do
he
you
didn't care about he put them through torture and stuff in the concentration.
Anybody here ever killed a chicken?
No.
What?
You ever killed a chicken?
I never killed a
chicken.
Have you ever seen a chicken killed?
No. Yeah.
I've seen a chicken killed. Somebody took the chicken's head and twisted it, wrung its neck, right? Almost snapped it right off. Chicken's dead. It's pretty quick, right? Could you do that?
No.
But if you did it after a while, it would get easier. But the first time would be pretty hard, right? I mean, it's squirming. It's alive. You feel it's the heat. How much easier to put a chicken in a box and just push a button and have something automatically kill it? Easier, right? And that's kind of the system that he designed for killing Jews, right? And that's where the cold part comes in, because it's unfeeling. You don't have to be passionate. You don't have to hate the person that you're killing. You don't even have to get enough energy to hit them or hurt them. You just push the button and the gas comes in, and then drive the bulldozer and shove them out. They're all dead, right? It's like, so there's the passion on one side, but there's the cold on the other. So Hitler's maybe a good example of, how both of those things could come in. Where else have you seen examples of people behaving this way? Not necessarily both at the same time, but, either.
Maybe during a fight, if someone's talking bad, or like.
Tell me about a specific fight.
Okay, so somebody was talking bad about a friend of mine, and then my friend confronted him. But then this person kept on lying, so then it turned into a bigger fight. But then my friend didn't realize what the consequences. They just worried about getting the person beat up, They just worried about fighting the person.
Are you saying that their anger kind of rose as they confronted them?
Yeah, because the person kept on lying and lying. So then my friend just kind of beat the person up, but she didn't realize about what could happen after. Like the girl could.
She wasn't intending to do that in the first place.
Yeah, she could. She didn't realize that that this girl also could have called the cops or something.
Okay.
She just focused on beating her up because of her anger.
Which was her desire.
Yeah.
So do either of you have any connections to? Have you seen people who behave either, their passions lead them to violence, or their cold-heartedness leads to a different kind of destruction? They're not caring.
It's like the same with ISIS or something, because they're passionate about their religion.
Yeah, it's just like ISIS or any kind of religious extremist doing that, yeah.
What about coldness? Have you ever seen coldness that leads to destruction?
I don't know. Russia's pretty cold, and they can fight in the winter pretty well,
Didn't mean temperature that way, but
I have one.
yeah.
I was thinking about Romeo and Juliet. They were so passionate about their love for each other, but they were so destructive when it came to their self. Like when it came to killing themselves, they were okay with it because their passion. They were just so passionate about being together. Yeah.
You're saying they were cold towards their own lives?
Yeah. I feel like they were too easily to kill themselves just like that.
Yeah. I don't know if I agree with you that they were cold at all. To me, it's like the passion overwhelmed them. There was nothing beyond that passion. If they couldn't satisfy that passion, then there was nothing. The coldness. I always think of the evil villain, touching his fingertips together and just, making plans, secret plans behind the scenes, and kind of, they weren't really like that. I don't know who's cold in Romeo and Juliet. Is anybody cold? I don't know if anybody is. Everybody's kind of hot and, passionate about something, their anger or whatever. So why do people behave that way then? If we've got examples of people being cold, people being hot like that. Why do they do that? Why do people allow their anger to lead to destruction? Or why do people allow their indifference to lead to destruction?
Because if they want something, they don't care.
They're desired for what they want.
Yeah.
Say that again, Alisha.
If they want something, they don't care.
Okay, and what did you say?
They're passionate about what they want, so they're going to do anything it takes to get to it.
Yeah, but I'm asking why. Why do people do that?
Because they're passionate about it. They want it. I don't know why.
I guess if you're really passionate about something, you're really focused on that thing, and you just shut out everything else.
Yeah, like I said, someone will want something so badly that they're oblivious about everything else, but they're just focused on those things.
That seems wrong to me, though.
Which part?
No, not that your definition is wrong or what you're saying is wrong. It seems morally wrong. It seems morally wrong to do that. So why do we do
What
it?
exactly was said? I don't understand.
Okay, Eva, you said that people just want something so badly, they desire it so badly, they don't care about the consequences.
Maybe.
But I think if we actually lived like that, like here at Bern, we'd everybody be dead. Like, I want that Bluetooth speaker that you have.
We'll just take it. It's Bird Creek.
Yeah, but then there's violence. They're going to take it back.
Violence all the time.
Maybe
Yeah, but we can't live like that.
Of course we can't, but Bird Creek's like that. They don't do a very
But we're
good
not
job
talking
of
about
stopping it
we're
from
talking
happening.
about in like.
I don't actually think that it happens that much. Like, it might happen, if you leave stuff out. But
So
if we're,
once or twice a week.
you're saying,
But that's when you're not that only happens when you leave your stuff around. No one's gonna come up to you and just take what you have.
Want a bet?
yeah, like here's a phone. People are not coming up and taking that and then going away. Like, and that's
Maybe-
happening. Oh, and then somebody
Yeah.
else is doing it over there, and somebody else is doing
Yeah.
it because we're all just taking everything we want. Like, that's extreme selfishness, right? So, it doesn't seem like, it's not good moral behavior that we ought to do this, and simply to say, oh, just because I want a thing, that's why I'm willing to destroy the world for it. So why do we do it? I mean,
Maybe because they were just raised like that. Like some people, like they were just like raised to like, oh, if you want something, then just take it and don't think about it. Yeah,
They get what they want.
yeah, and they don't think about how they got it. They just get it.
you remind me of Donald Trump when you say that. Here's somebody who's grown up believing that anything he wants, he's entitled to have.
Yeah.
Because he's got lots of money and it comes from lots of money, and
Exactly. Spoiled.
so
I get where.
so is congratulations. So does that mean that when we ask the question, why do people behave that way, we're only saying that people behave that way because they feel entitled to behave that way? They feel like they're allowed because they're special?
No, they
Or does it come with power? Maybe because I'm
they
wondering,
just like the feeling of taking it and not having to think about it.
they like the feeling of taking it and not having to think about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how to.
Is that everybody?
No.
That's the ice people.
Yeah.
The ice people. I mean, when he's talking about how the world ends, is he talking only about world leaders?
No, he's talking about everybody. Like, everybody doing stuff that could end the world. Like the, I don't know how to explain.
It seems to me that I have both of these aspects to myself, my own personality, and usually it's when I'm not thoughtful about it, when I'm only listening to my feelings and not, as you said earlier, Eva, thinking about the consequences.
And, okay. Yeah.
So maybe it's enough to say that we do have these aspects to us, but we also have minds. We also have, the ability to look ahead and see where that's going, and, we can stop ourselves. Just because I want something doesn't mean I take it, right? Just because I don't seem to care about it or it's not affecting my life right now doesn't mean that with some knowledge I can't change what I'm doing because I realize, I'm ignorantly destroying the planet or whatever. I don't know. So how can we put this into a statement? What do we learn? We started off wondering what fire and ice was. What's the big idea that we've come up with now?
We learned that people will do what it takes to get what they want.
If they are not thoughtful about the consequences.
If they don't realize what can happen in between the whole
So you're
process,
saying that you think that people who are so passionate, like, don't think of of like what happens because they're just so passionate about like getting what they want and not thinking about it.
But if we don't think about it, then that's what leads to the destruction.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to stop it there.